Okay, this is a Pinterest masterclass that I put together when I was actually first reviving my dead Pinterest account back in November 2023. I am still using the principles that I teach in this workshop, but I do not use as many pins and do not pin as many with this particular tool that I'll be talking to you about in this video. I want to give you a word of caution. If you have a brand spanking new Pinterest account, please do not pin as much as I'm saying in the video. So I do want to preface the video with that. And with that being said, like I said, I still use the tool and I'm still pinning on Pinterest, but just don't use as many as I was pinning when I first started out. Brand new accounts, I would take it easy, I would take it slow, and I would build it up. But I am kind of a risk taker, so I just did it. And there's been nothing wrong with my account. My account has been fine. All this time I haven't had any issues, but I just want to tell new people starting out, if they are going to start a new Pinterest account, do not pin as aggressively as I did. But let's go ahead and jump into the video so you can learn how to actually grow your Pinterest account.
Right. I want to thank you so much for joining me on this Pinterest masterclass to learn exactly how you can start generating organic traffic from Pinterest and it not being such a hassle with people saying that it takes a lot to actually get traction from Pinterest and everything else. So, before we begin, I'd like to let you know what you actually need to actually complete everything in this masterclass. Number one, you're going to need a Pinterest account, not just a personal account, but you're going to have a Pinterest business account. You're also going to need Canva. You may also need ChatGPT just to help you with some ideas. You will need a WordPress blog. And lastly, you're going to need a WordPress plugin called Pinterest Automatic. And I'm going to show you how to put everything together in this masterclass here for Pinterest. Okay, so before we get started, I just want to let you know why you should really be considering using Pinterest for your business. So number one, Pinterest is not a social media site. Pinterest is different. Pinterest is actually a search engine. It's a visual search engine that if you start pinning, that people are going to start finding your stuff for years and months to come. Okay, so meaning if you pin something today, you may not get any traction from it. You may not get any traction from it in a couple of weeks, but I guarantee you in a couple of months, you're going to see a lot. I will tell you that I do have two Pinterest business accounts for my two separate businesses, and I've seen an uptick in monthly visitors just by using this simple pinning tool that I'm going to show you. So as you can see here, we are on my business profile here. I have my business profile under my name versus Studio 822 simply because I am a fractional consultant and I wanted to keep it under my name. So you can do that. You can keep things under your name if you have an umbrella of type of services that you offer in your business, or you can actually name it your business. But the main thing about having a Pinterest account and having your name, your business account, is you want people to be able to find you. Okay. So I've already made a name for myself. So you may want to go ahead and personally brand your Pinterest account as well. But the thing about it is you want to make sure that you're putting in SEO type words so people can actually find you. So people can find me if they are looking for content marketing or they're looking for content strategy. And so that's the umbrella of what I offer with Studio 822. I kind of figured people aren't going to be Googling Studio 822, especially on Pinterest. So I'm not necessarily putting Studio 822 as my business name on my profile. I do have Studio 822 as my website to lead people back to, and that's something I do suggest you going ahead and putting your website there. I also have my website on the pins. But like I said, this is all me. So if you already have a Pinterest account, you're going to want to make sure it is a business account. You're going to want to make sure that if it's not a business account, that you either switch it to a business account or you just start a new account. So Pinterest is very easy to start an account. I have like 4 or 5 accounts on Pinterest, and it's easy to go ahead and start a new account, but you're going to want this business account for specific reasons, okay? This business account is going to allow you to see what exactly is happening with your feed. You're just going to check your analytics and everything else. So as you can see here, I have over 4,000 impressions in the last 30 days, and that's gone up by 1,500%. And I'll tell you that this all happened within 2 weeks of recording this video. Going back to my actual profile here, monthly views. This profile was under Studio 822 versus Nachole Johnson, okay? I had old pins on there. I deleted every single pin but like 2, okay? And my monthly views before I started with this were 200 views per month, okay? 200. And since I've started with pinning using Pinterest Automatic, you can see now that I have 3,330,000 views, okay? Monthly views. So that means people, when they are on their Pinterest home feed, they are seeing my pins, okay? This is the Pinterest home feed right here. Okay, so when people are on their home feed, that means that they are seeing my pins. That means that they saw my pins over 3,000 times on this home feed. And what Pinterest is going to do once you start pinning is they are going to start showing people that have the same interest or the interest in what you're pinning about. They're going to start showing people your pins, okay? And so when people are looking at your pins, you are getting these monthly impressions. So people can click on pins. They can also go to the actual pin destination, and your pin destination can be a blog. It can be your Etsy shop. It can be your affiliate links. It can be pretty much anywhere. And they can go to your destination and learn more about your products, learn more about you, and potentially go ahead and buy something. So that is what the home feed is all about. So obviously this is my home feed. I am not going to see any of my own pins on my home feed. But like I said, other people are going to start seeing stuff on their home feed if they're interested in content marketing, if they're interested in strategy and everything else. So what we need to do is when you start your Pinterest account, when you have your account, what you want to do is you want to create boards. And it's very important to create boards because we have the SEO with the boards. You can write board descriptions that are going to be searchable in Google. And also, you want people on Pinterest to be able to find whatever it is that you are offering, okay? And so right here, if you're on your homepage for your own particular profile, you can actually edit your profile and you can start adding things in. So I suggest you go ahead and putting in a image right here, okay? And this is easy. You can change the cover. You starting out, you're not going to have a cover. You can just go ahead and do something really quick in Canva and put it up here so that way it kind of catches people's eyes. So when people come to my actual profile, if they were going to click on Nachole Johnson Content Marketing and Strategy, they're going to click on my profile. What they're actually going to see is they're going to see this cover image here. They're going to see my title, okay? So this can be your business or your name, like I said. And they're also going to see a short description of what I do, okay? So if we come here to saved, this is where you see all the boards that I have. So I have some boards here. I went through, like I said, and deleted a lot of pins and deleted a lot of boards a couple weeks ago, but I'm still adding new boards in. This is what I suggest. If you have a new account, I suggest you have at least 10 boards, okay? And so these type of boards are related to the products and services you're offering, whether or not you're an affiliate marketer, whether or not you're selling digital products, whether or not you're consulting or whatever. They're related to whatever you're doing. So as an example, I have a pin or I have a board for branding books because I've written a book about branding and personal branding. I have business books here, business finance, business tools, content marketing, email marketing, selling digital products, passive income ideas, and video marketing. Okay. So this is what I want to talk to you guys about, is actually starting these different boards, because what's going to happen, you're going to start these boards, and what you're going to do is obviously you're going to pin your stuff to these boards. And on top of that, you are going to pin other people's stuff on these boards as well. Okay. So a lot of these are my pins because I've had something going on and I started running things to actually pin. But I do have pins from other people, and you do want to make sure that you are pinning other people's stuff as well. So with that being said, you can go ahead and come in here, and I'm going to scooch up again. It's a little lag. But what I'm suggesting is when you start a new board is that you are actually pinning at least 10 to 20 people's pins on your boards. Okay. So that way it's not just about you pinning your own stuff. You are actually pinning other people's stuff too. And so the way that you just do that is you're just going to come to your home feed, and what they're going to see is, like I said earlier, what you're going to see is stuff that you are interested in. And so like right here, 6 tips to make video editing easier. So I can go ahead and save this. Okay. So here you can actually figure out where you want to save it. And I'm going to save this under, okay, I'm going to save this under video marketing strategy. There we go. Let's save this one too. Okay, so it does not take that long to actually go in and start saving pins from other people. As you can see, I've just saved 3 and my internet's a little wacky right now. So it doesn't take that long. So you're going to want to start saving stuff on your own boards. So that way people come to your boards, they're not just seeing all of your stuff as well. They're seeing other people's stuff. It's more like a community here as far as Pinterest is concerned versus other platforms that are under the social media platforms. It's more like a community. People here are nice. And it's about seeing other people do well here on Pinterest. It is a different vibe. So let's go ahead and save a couple pins. And so, like I said, you want to save some pins of other people's, and you want to create at least 10 boards. And that way you'll be able to actually have boards that people actually want to look at. They're going to go through your boards. They may want to save your pins, may save other people's pins. So that's how that works here on Pinterest. Okay. So looking back, I just wanted to go back to the profile again, and then I'll just show you this. So like I said, you're going to want to have a cover image. You're going to have to want to have your little profile image here, and make sure you write in your description what you're doing. Okay. Another thing is when you have these pins and you are writing titles. Okay. So this pin, or these pins you're seeing here, are going to one specific place, but they do not have the same title. What happens is when you're going to write a blog post, you're going to have a blog post title, whatever your blog post title is, and then you're going to make at least 4 to 5 alternative titles for that blog post. So that way you'll be able to go ahead and make different pins. So what you're seeing now, you're seeing a lot of pins here, that the ones that I've actually created, you have 2 different tabs here, created and saved. And so you're seeing all the pins that I have created for my website. Okay. And as I mentioned, I'm not pinning these things. It would take me forever to manually pin these things. And it would take me forever to actually create these things as far as the design. And I'm going to show you a little bit later how you can actually do this a little bit quicker. So it's not going to be super fast, but if you do this a couple of times a month, then this is really going to boost your monthly visibility. So far I have used the Pinterest automatic tool for this particular business twice. And like I said, I started at 200 monthly views and I'm up to 3,300 monthly views. And what's going to happen is when you start pinning, as you can see here, what's going to happen is you're going to have these numbers under here. So you're going to be able to see that this particular pin has been viewed 30 times. It hasn't been pinned any times, and no one has actually clicked on it. I'm not too concerned about this simply because, like I said, it takes a little bit of time. And so I'm very pleased with the simple fact that this was maybe about 2 weeks ago, maybe a week and a half ago that these pins came out. And I just know that it's just going to grow over time. So I'm completely okay with that. So this particular pin, and you're probably wondering where these pins go to and what you want to do as far as what I'm going to teach you here. So these pins are going to be going to a blog post, okay? And within that blog post, you are writing about your offers. We're not just, blasting your offer, but we're writing about a topic that includes your offers. So that way you can go ahead and link back. So when they click on this pin, they're going to actually see your offers. So I'm going to show you where these particular pins go. And this is in my WordPress. Okay. And so this was video marketing strategies for your business. And I published this one approximately 2 days ago. 2 days ago, and I've already had some growth on Pinterest as far as monthly views, because before I published this one, I had 2,400 monthly views, and right now I have 3,300 monthly views. So I'm going to show you this. Okay. So actually going into the post on the back end where you can actually see it. So video marketing strategies for your business. I came up with 4 alternate titles for video marketing strategies for your business. And you can use something like ChatGPT to give you alternate titles. I tend to shy away from ChatGPT and not using it completely. I may take a little bit of ideas from it simply because ChatGPT is really good at sensationalizing things and putting emojis in and exclamation points and putting all these big words in that people usually don't say. So I take it with a grain of salt, take some of the ideas, shorten it up, and that's why I came up with my other 4 titles, okay? So this one, for example, is talking about video marketing. And I am actually giving value. I'm talking about the benefits of video marketing, creating video content. And then right here, we have a couple of links to my products. And you don't have to have links to your products. You can have links to affiliate products, but it's going to give you the most bang for your buck if you do have links to your own products, okay? So these are links to my own products within this blog post. Then we come back down here, we talk about video distribution strategies, and I'm telling them about Pinterest Automatic, which I'm telling you about here in this masterclass too. So that is an affiliate link. And then we're also talking about how to more distribution for your videos. And this is my signature course, Amplify Your Brand. So here is yet another link. So these people are going through and they're reading and they're learning about video marketing, but in between everything, I'm sprinkling in my particular offers, okay? I'm going to keep scrolling down here because I want to show you how this relates to Pinterest. And right here at the very bottom of my blog post, I have share the love and save this blog to your Pinterest board. So that means they can come down here and they can pick any one of these pins and they can click on it and they can save it to their own Pinterest board. So therefore that is giving me extra reach, okay? And so as we can see, here are all my pins that I actually scheduled to go. And if you're wondering how many that is approximately 100. And these are automatically scheduled. And after you write your blog, so we are in the blog editor, so I can show you. After you write your blog, you're entering in your links, obviously. You're entering in your pictures just to break it up. I have pictures of the stuff that I'm promoting. And then after this, I go ahead and share the love. And then right here is where I'm going to like put in a gallery. So that's all I had to do is if you click on the plus, and then you can say gallery. You're going to put in a gallery and then upload. Okay. And so from there, you're going to be able to upload whatever it is. But what I typically do is I come into media library. I already have all this stuff uploaded. What I do is I create everything on Canva. I download it from Canva and I upload it to my gallery. And I do that simply because it's going to save time when you're actually uploading it one by one on the blog post. I hope that makes sense. Okay. So you want to make sure that you are uploading your media here. And I'm going to show you here. You're going to go back out. Actually, I want to get rid of that because that doesn't need to be there. Okay, so I'm going to go out. And so here on your back end where all your posts are, what you want to do is you want to go to media and you want to add new. Okay, so adding new, you can drop your files here. So once I downloaded all 100 pins from Canva, I just dropped the folder here. And it does take a little bit of time to upload these pins. So another plugin that you should probably get would be Smush, okay? Because Smush allows you to upload larger files more quickly than you would without it. So Smush is another plugin I recommend, okay? And then as far as Pinterest Automatic, so Pinterest Automatic, okay, so you can pick up Pinterest Automatic in the Envato Market, and this is what it looks like because there are a few different WordPress plugins for Pinterest, but I want to make sure you get the correct one. So this one here has been downloaded over 8,000 times, and it has a lot of reviews, a lot of really good reviews. And I went with this because I heard about this from somebody else, and he basically has gone through and done what I did and what I'm about to show you, and obviously grown his business through Pinterest. So using Pinterest as one of the marketing channels, because you don't want to dump all your money in ads and paid strategies and things that's going to make you have to show up every single day, like recording a TikTok every day. You want to go ahead and set it and forget it. And then this is what I'm going to show you how to do. So what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to download this. And then when you're in your WordPress account, you are going to actually download it or upload it into your WordPress account. And you're going to actually need your license code. You're going to get a license code. It's going to go to your email and you're going to get that information and you're going to put it in here. So that way that they know that you actually purchased this plugin here. Okay. So the Pinterest automatic settings, there are a lot of different settings here, but you're basically not doing much considering the fact that the creator of the plugin has set everything up to where if you're actually pinning something, then it's automatically going out at scheduled times and you're not even having to worry about anything. Okay. So I didn't change any of these intervals, any of these settings. I didn't change any of these. And so you're going to go on down and what you're going to do. So basically it's going to pin all of those pins that you saw in my post linked back to that specific post. So I have 100 pins that are linking back to that one blog post. And you're probably wondering how often you're going to have to write a blog, how often you have to keep up with this. I would do at least 5 to 6 blogs, and that's 500 to 600 pins that you'll have to do, and then just schedule it, set it, and forget it. And it's not like you're doing this back to back. So one week you write a blog and you get 100 pins created. You can get that off of Fiverr or you can create it yourself, which I'm going to show you here in a little bit, and you go ahead and schedule it. So right now, between both of my businesses, I am on my second blog post for both businesses. And like I said, I've seen a lot of growth from that. So you're going to go ahead and write your blog post and make sure it's actually giving value and it's not just stuffed with your offers or your affiliate links. Make sure it's actually giving value, and then go ahead and sprinkle in your links. Okay. After that is done, this is when you're going to go ahead and you're going to start working on your pins. So let me go ahead and move over to Canva. So there was something that I found out that has saved a ton of time, and I wanted to show you guys because you can actually bulk upload to Canva. And so meaning you can create a template and you can go ahead and bulk upload 100 titles, 100 pin titles, and 100 pins will be created from that. Okay. You can also upload images, but I'm going to show you without the images because I think it's faster. I've done it, importing the images in, and I've also done it with no images and then me just putting the images in, and me just manually putting the images in is actually faster. Okay. Sounds counterintuitive, but it really is. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to Pinterest and let's see. All right, so we're going to go to Pinterest. And as you can see, there are a ton of different templates here that you can use as a starting point. Okay, and I want to keep it simple. Like this right here, I think this is too much. There are too many words here. I think the bigger, the better, so people can actually see. And then as far as visuals, yes, visuals are good too. I'm going to show you how to put all that stuff in there. So I'm just going to choose something very simple. Let's see. All right. So this one here, yeah, it captures attention, new post, but the post title is very, very small. So I don't think that would be the best. And you can also just create your own template. You don't have to use any of these templates off of Canva. I'm just showing you what you can do. So I'm just going to go ahead and do this. And I'm going to go ahead and customize templates. You do not have to have a paid version of Canva to customize templates, but you may need the paid version to actually upload in bulk because you're going to have to use an app. Okay. So with that being said, so you've got this here. And what you would need to do is let's go ahead and change this font. Let's change it to something maybe a little bit thicker. And maybe we can put some effects on it to make it stand out. The outline I don't like, so we can change the color of it. And let's go back to effects and change that color. Okay, so that stands out a little bit better. Another thing is that we also have spacing. And it took me a minute to figure this out because you want to make sure the spacing is right, because if it's too big, obviously it's not going to work. Too tiny, it's going to be crowded. Okay. And we want to make sure this is right on your actual template itself, because when you import, all these settings are going to stay the same if you don't change it. Okay. Let's see. Okay, now I want to change that to white. Okay. And okay, so that stands out. Okay, so right here, what we're going to do is we're actually going to go ahead. So I like the spacing. Like I said, make sure your spacing's okay. Make sure you choose the font that you want. Make sure if you put any effects on it that they're on there. And what we're going to do is we're going to do brackets or curly brackets. And then we're going to do title, another one. Okay. So this is part of your template. Right here, we have a 5. And so this is great for if you have like 7 tips for whatever. 10 tips for whatever. So if you want to change that font, you can do that too. You can also change the size, make it bigger. And so what I wanted to show you specifically about this title. So this is going to be our template, but specifically for our title, when you actually come up with your title ideas, I asked ChatGPT to give me some title ideas in addition to my video marketing strategies for your business blog post. I asked for 4 more, but like I said, if I scroll up here, I'll show you that, Chat GPT sensationalizes a lot. And I hate the sensationalization. So we always have, 2 separate titles, and then we have the emojis and a ton of exclamation points. I don't like that. I think that's too much here on Pinterest. I don't use exclamation points pretty much at all on Pinterest, if any. Okay. And so with some of these, I shorten these. So I did ask ChatGPT to give me 4 more title ideas. And this is what it came up with. And like I said, I tell them to make it less centralized without the semicolons and everything else, but it's still really, out there for me. I try to limit it to 70 characters. Okay. Because you don't want to crowd your Pinterest pin. And so when you are writing when you're creating your Pinterest template, what you want to do, and you'll see here, what I've asked ChatGPT was to put this in a CSV file for me, but for some reason it wasn't understanding. So it's probably just easier for you to take your 5 pin titles, open up a Google Sheets, and repeat. And that's exactly what I did yesterday when I put everything up, or the other day when I did everything. So, okay, what I wanted to show you. So this one right here, if I were to go with this one, and I actually did not end up going with this title because it was too long and it said too much for me. What you need to do is you need to go to your templates. I'm going to change this back. After you set your font size and your font and everything else, go ahead and paste in your longest title and see how it works. Because what's going to happen is when you are generating 100 pins and you have some titles that are too long, this is what it's going to look like when it generates. So this is another reason that I went ahead and shortened this up. And I didn't want to have to go through, once you have 100 pins, you're going to be altering some things. But once you have 100 pins, you're not going to want to go through and take all this off and, make the font size smaller to make it fit. You're not going to want to do all that. So this is what I suggest you do. You take your longest title and you paste it in here to see exactly what that's going to look like on your pin. Because if the longest title is hanging out 2 lines here, then it's not going to fit. Okay. So what could be done is we can erase this 5 and we could go ahead and erase a circle and we can move everything up. But even still, you still have things hanging out here. Okay. So let's go ahead and do that because I think this is a waste of space. Okay. So even if we put it up here, we're still short. Okay. So I would suggest making sure all your titles fit within your template. Okay. Let's see, transfer your business through strategic storytelling with video marketing. Okay. So I'm going to take out through strategic storytelling, and then I'm just going to leave it as is. And I'm going to center it. Okay. So now we have it centered. This is potentially the longest one we have. Now I need to space it out a little bit more. Okay, and you can do that. Okay, so that's fine. Okay, so let's go back to ChatGPT. And as you see, the prompt that you can use. Okay, so please ignore all previous instructions. Please respond only in the English language. You are a Pinterest SEO marketer and copywriter. Do not self-reference. Do not explain what you are doing. Please provide me with 4 engaging Pinterest pin titles for the topic. And right here, you're going to write your actual blog post topic. And then the title should be 90 to 100 characters. And like I said, I've shortened this to about 70 characters. So I would say 70 characters. And then it's going to give you it's going to give you 4 additional title ideas. Okay. From there, you can take it on. If you like these titles, you can change them up just slightly and then have your 5th title. And then you have 5 titles. Okay. From there, what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to go to Google Drive and get a Google Sheets. I'm going to switch this over. We're going to go to Drive. We're going to have new. We're going to have Sheets. Okay. So get a new sheet. We're going to label this title. Okay. And then back to ChatGPT. Sometimes ChatGPT does really well with the prompt. Sometimes it doesn't, because I've had it put things in CSV files for me. But the other day it just had issues understanding here. And so what I ended up with is I'm going to show you, let's see, my titles. Okay. So what I was trying to get ChatGPT to do is to write these titles in CSV format without numbering, because you do not want numbers on your templates, your pins, because when you transfer it over, it's going to say pin 1, 2, 3. You don't want that on your pin. That's tacky. So these are the 5 titles that I came up with help from ChatGPT. And then I went to my spreadsheet and then we're going to do that separately. Let me move this over. Okay. Okay. And this is going to be your final title, the ones that are over here. And so you just make them how you want to make them. Okay, one more. Okay, so these are the 5 titles that I'm going to go with, okay? And then from here, you just go ahead and copy, Command C. You go through and copy till 100, but I'm not going to do 100 in this example. Okay, so this is the title. Like I said, you can also do images, but I'm not going to do this simply because it's a whole lot quicker just to do it manually. So I'm going to go ahead and pin. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we're going to download it. Okay, we're going to download that to a CSV. Okay, so now we are on our template, and I need to change this back to title with the brackets. Okay, and so what we're going to do is we're going to come down to apps, and what we're going to do is scroll down, and we're going to do bulk create. Okay, so you can enter data manually, or you can upload CSV. And we're going to do CSV. Okay, and so we have to connect the title to this title. Okay, So what we do is right click, and then we're going to connect data, and we're going to connect that title. Okay. Now we're going to go ahead and click continue. And right here, you're going to see create pages based on all the data that you've entered. And you see our 5 pin titles here. Oops. I'm going to generate these 5 designs. It's going to open up another one here. And as you can see, you have 5 different pins with 5 different titles. Okay. And this one needs to be changed a little bit. Okay, so we obviously don't want to post the same exact pin on our Pinterest board or Pinterest profile, okay? These all look the same besides the fact that they have different titles. So let's go ahead and I'm going to show you how to change this. So number 1, I told you I was going to show you how to change the images because you can automatically put them in, but it's just more time consuming to do that. Once again, sounds a little odd, but it is. I've done it both ways. So what you're going to do here is you're going to go to Photos. Okay, and we're going to search for like video marketing. And we see I've already done that. Okay. And I have the Pro plan. I like using the Pro because they seem to be a little bit better quality. So that's what I'm going to do. Okay, so you have all these images to choose from, or you can always, download something from Pixels and put it in here. But this is more convenient because you have this right here in Canva. Okay, so what you do, you just go through and you drop it in. Go to number 2, drop it in. Go to number 3, drop it in. 4, drop it in. This is a whole lot quicker than having to actually, choose different images and individually put them in on your bulk editor. Okay. Okay. So after that, we've got all the different videos and we've got all the different pin titles. We've got all the different images. And what we need to do is still change this up a little bit because they all have the same color as far as the titles in the background. So what you can do is you go to brand. This is if you actually have a paid account, which makes this really, really easy. If you go to brand and we are on pin number 1, I'm going to go down here. I have everything for both my businesses here. I'm just going to shuffle. And you see that this makes this different. I'm going to shuffle again, makes it different. Shuffle again, makes it different. Go to pin number 2, shuffle. Go to pin number 3, shuffle. I don't actually like that picture. I'm going to change that picture here in a second. Pin number 4, shuffle. Pin number 5, shuffle. Okay. Even further, we can go in here and change some things around if we need. We can go ahead and change the background. We can, if it didn't shuffle the way you wanted it to shuffle, you can go in and just individually change things. Okay. So as you can see, every pin is now different. Every pin now has a different title. And this took you all of 10 minutes to do. It's not going to take you long at all to do. So let's see. Oh, this isn't the one I said I didn't like. I didn't like this one. This one's too dark. I just don't think that's going to really work for Pinterest. That's too busy. Let's see. Okay. And then now I want to shuffle that one again. Okay. Perfect. Okay. And this is how you create your pins. One thing that I did actually leave out and that you may want to put in is like a little bar down here. So that way you can put your website in. So I kind of wanted that on this one. Okay. So how you do that is you get a shape. So it's a square and you're going to change that square down to a line, but you need to do this on your actual template itself. So you don't have to do this 100 times. Okay. So this is something that I completely missed, but you can actually do this on your template. So that way you don't have to do this 100 times. I can change that background and make it match. Okay, so there are your pins. Okay, so from here, we download these pins and we re-upload them into our WordPress site. So I'm going to go ahead and do that since there's only 5. I don't want PNG, I want JPEG, blah, blah, blah. All 5 is fine. So we're going to wait for that to download. Okay, I'm going to go back to my blog. Okay, I'm going to go to media. And like I said, I'm going to add new. You can drag and drop files to upload. So that's what I'm going to do. Oops. Oh, you know what? It's a zip file. So I don't know if that's going to work. Yeah, the zip file is not going to work. I forgot. Let me do this. Let me put it over here. So now it's a folder and then I'm going to put it in there. Okay. Okay. Now you see it's actually downloading. And since there are only 5, it's not going to take that long. So now this is in your media files library now. Okay. All right. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to a post that I haven't actually finished. And I'm going to show you guys what that looks like. Okay, so this is a post I haven't done. I haven't finished actually doing as far as writing and putting my links and everything else in, but I'm going to show you what this looks like. So what you're going to need to do, you're going to go to your post. You're going to go to gallery and you're going to media library. You're not going to upload because that would be uploading all of your pins here. What you need to do is go to media library. And the 5 pins that I just put in are right here. So all 5. And my head is in the way. So I'm going to move this over. Okay, create a new gallery. Insert gallery. Okay. So the gallery is here. And so what you can do, if you look on this side, and it may be different depending on what you have, it tell you, you can have thumbnail, you can have medium, you can have large, right? With 5, large is fine. Another thing that you can do is you can actually click on the gallery image itself and it tells you how many columns you can have between all. So if I'm uploading 100 pins, I want it to have at least 5 columns. So that way it's not super long. So I'm gonna put 5 here and then you can see that all 5 of these are here. Okay, so this blog post is still in draft. It has not been published yet. But once I publish it, what is going to happen is that you are going to see the Pinterest automatic here. Actually, I'm going to move this up. All right, so the Pinterest automatic for some reason moved from the sidebar, moved over here, which is probably better because my head was in the way over here. So anyways, what is going to happen is this is going to ask if you want to pin this post. And you're going to have to make sure you have some settings in place first. Once you upload that Pinterest automatic plugin, you have a default board. And this is all going back to me telling you about, making your initial boards and everything else, because Pinterest automatic needs to know where it's going to actually pin your pins on your post. So yes, we do want it to pin, but I'm actually going to go back out because I'm going to show you the Pinterest automatic settings. So that way you can actually see, okay, it's going to ask you default pin board, okay? And every time you publish a blog post, or every time you write, not publish, every time you write a blog post, you're going to have to come back in here in the Pinterest automatic settings, and you're going to have to figure out for that specific blog post what default board you want it to go to, because it's not going to change the default board. So if you are writing a blog on video marketing strategy, and then as example, I'm writing one on newsletter strategy, had I not come back here in the settings it would have gone ahead and pinned those pins to video marketing strategy, even though it was about newsletter. Okay. So what I want to do here is I want to actually talk about email marketing strategy because it's going to be about newsletter. And then I'm going to go back. I'm going to save this. And then I'm going to go back to my posts. And my post is about a newsletter. So I'm going to edit it. Okay, and I'm going to come on down here since it's at the bottom now. Okay, so it's going to ask, do you want to pin this post? Yes. And so what you can do is you can select all or deselect all. And you can go ahead and publish your post. Okay. So with that being said, you're going to come down here. You're going to select all 100 of them. You're going to say pin this post. You're going to make sure that it's going to the board that you want it to go to. Okay. And then you're going to hit publish. Once you hit publish, you're going to be able to actively see what's going on. If you go down to the Pinterest automatic, what's going to happen is you're going to see this, and this is telling you what's happening. So current time, this is a military time on the server. So it's 6:54 somewhere because this is not my time here. And the last cron run. So that means the last time that something was pinned on the server was at 1850, so 6:50. And we have the random pin interval. This is 5 minutes. The estimated next pin arrival is in 43 seconds. That means that in 41 seconds, your pin is going to go out. Okay. So right now you're not seeing any active pins. If I had hit publish on that blog post, what you will see down here are the queued items. So right now I don't have any queued items. And you will see the queued items here. You will see that the last pin was posted here. And it's going to pin this automatically for you. So basically, like I said, it's going to come over here to Pinterest. You're going to be able to see everything. It's really, really cool when everything is up and running. You'll be able to see exactly where it's at. So right here, this is my very last pin that was pinned from Pinterest Automatic. And you're seeing that right here. So these numbers are going to continue just to count just because that's what it does. They're going to continue to count regardless if you have any pins going. But once you do have pins going, it's going to show you exactly where they were pinned. It's going to show you exactly what time they were pinned. It's going to tell you exactly how long it's going to take to pin the next pin. Okay. So that is going to happen. Going back to Pinterest, like I said, you can see my very last pin here. This is an amazing strategy for people who are using affiliate marketing to have links, or maybe selling digital products, or have an e-com store, whatever the case may be. What you should probably do is write 5 to 6 blog posts, and these are considered your money blogs, and then go ahead and use this automatic pinning schedule like I showed you. You can do this more often, obviously, but it's going to actually benefit you more in the long term. So that way you'll have traffic coming in a few months from now. That's just going to snowball. Like I said earlier, I had 200 monthly views. We're up to 3,300. I'm going to show you my other profile here because that profile was sitting at about 2,500 monthly views on its own before I started using Pinterest Automatic. And as you can see, we're up to like 5,000, I believe. Yeah, 5.7K monthly views. And this is using Pinterest Automatic for 2 different blog posts. So I hoped that helped you guys. Hoped you learned something here about Pinterest and marketing for your business and getting that done. Like I said, you don't really need that many blog posts to get started. This is just something that you do when you can. It's good to be as active as you can on Pinterest as far as pinning other people's pins to your boards and everything. but it's good to go ahead and get stuff set up for yourself. So that way you can start bringing in organic traffic, because what's going to happen, you're going to start seeing people that are looking at your pins. You're going to get these more monthly impressions, and then you're going to start seeing people click. You're going to start seeing people pin this to their board. So you're going to have a lot of activity going on in the upcoming months. So I really hope this helped you. And if you have any questions, let me know in the comments down below. If you have any questions about this, I'm going to go ahead and list the tools that I use down below. And if you guys want information on blogging and how to write your blogs fast, and the particular AI tool that I use for blogging, I'll go ahead and drop that down below too, because a lot of these blogs don't take near as long as they used to, considering the fact that I'm using a tool to help me write. So this one was actually written by a tool, and then I had to come through here and change some things up. But I can get a blog post done in a matter of 30 minutes now. It does not take long at all. So that being said, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Hope this helped you. If you have any questions, let me know.